Autumn had descended upon Dogwood House on a swift and cool breeze, and Madeline Tolliver dismayed. "Sit down, please." She was pregnant. Madeline was pregnant, and she did not want to be. This was the end of her very life, and David couldn't understand that. He'd gotten everything he wanted. They'd fixed the old Watson farm into Dogwood House and had found occupants. He'd bought another plot of land across the county to improve with Oscar, and Madeline was meant to be leaving for just 2 or 3 years. That was all. Their separation would have been understood. And now she could never go. "Let me have you just once," he'd said. "I'll miss you so. I know how not to make a baby. All men do." And how wrong David had been. How easy it was for him to say, "Now I won't have to miss you after all." Helene, on one of her visits, was the only one to understand. Mothers cannot abandon their children, not for far-off countries and concert halls. Madeline regretted putting off her leave, and more than that, she regretted David. Suddenly, her life as Addie Ratliff had seemed so slight and foolish, and now her life as Madeline Tolliver would be grueling. She couldn't think with this thing inside of her. She couldn't play. She couldn't pretend at her old, joyful ways. Madeline had a constant jealous seethe burning her from the inside that often brought her to tears. She hated every inch of growth, every joyful noise on the wind, every bit of comfort, every bit of laughter. And when Robin received that package from Ginny, containing a letter announcing not only the first of her published novels, but her own pregnancy, Madeline hated her life. She hated the party they all threw to read it aloud. Her parents rejoiced, of course. Their daughter got to be an artist, a mother, and live lavish in Europe. Somehow, Madeline felt that was meant to be her life. And she'd thrown it away for forest boy David Tolliver, all because he didn't want her. And she'd always got what she wanted before then. Madeline couldn't exactly tell her mother that she didn't want the child, only expressed the disappointment of what could have been. But Corinne Ratliff was never one to understand such things. She had always been ambitious and strong, and would have built herself a concert hall out of mud and sticks in her garret to get what she wanted out of life. Corinne mistook her daughter's distress as apprehension, and believed it was because her temporary home in the countryside was not part of her bustling dream of city life. She thought she could give Madeline a temporary fix for a temporary problem. An order of furniture from Madeline's favorite catalog, wallpaper, some dressings and trimmings. Corinne believed she was being kind, not closing the door on the cage of her daughter's life. Robin, send for your uncle. Something's wrong with Addie." They would never truly understand what was wrong with her. They would never understand what she did, how she dreamed, how she lived with herself. But when that little girl was born, little Celeste, Josephine Ratliff, Madeline knew she did not love her. She loved music. She loved the thunk of her fingers on the keys. She loved to wonder and delight. She had been born with music inside of her very flesh. And so she got that train, that boat, and persisted on.